It's a pastime that has a history of being misunderstood. Though in its early days in the 1940s to 60s it was closely tied to the surfing communities of California, it's grown and evolved into an international sport with its own personality. Indeed, you only have to look at the art on the bottom of a skateboard deck to get a glimpse into the subculture here. But skateboarding has had a negative stigma around it for decades.
In the late 80s, people just didn't really know any better. And to compound that too, after all of the skate parks got dozed in the late 70s and early 80s, we didn't have anywhere to go, so we took it to the streets. And you know, of course, people didn't really appreciate that very much.
But now communities are getting behind the sport, building skate parks like Pioneer Park here in North Nanaimo and hosting competitions, and that certainly offers a positive outlook for skateboarding.
You know, we don't get heckled the way we used to. Things have definitely changed for the better.
Rigo Gonzalez has seen the transition firsthand. He began skateboarding in the 80s, and with more than 30 years of experience, he is the first to admit that riding is easier with youthful resilience.
Kids that I skate with that are 14, 15, and they will put in 8 hours slamming repeatedly, and they'll be up for it again the next day. You know, I'm good for about 3 slams and about 2 hours, and then I got to take a week off.
Still in his early years with skateboarding, 14-year-old Kaleb Evans got into the sport with a bit of encouragement from a friend.
Because my best friend skated, he gave me an old deck, and yeah, I just started skating. I've been skating for almost 3 years now. I just started progressing quite a bit in the past year.
And progressing quickly, even at a young age, means more than just a few bumps and bruises.
I've dislocated my left shoulder, and I've torn 2 tendons in it. And I broke a wrist.
But you keep coming back.
Yeah, because I need skating in my life.
That's the kind of enthusiasm that drives many of these riders to keep going, to push forward, and to strive to learn that next great trick. But there's much more than individuality here. Friendships are an important part of this.
Because it's super boring to skate alone, and it's super hard to progress. There's no one to push you, so I'd say it's pretty important.
A lot of my friends that we've been all skating together since we were young, and some of us, you know, kind of lose it for a bit, come back to it.
Vahid Mathiscyk has been skating for 13 years now. He's humble, and at no time during our shoot did he mention that he won one of last year's island competitions. And like most who ride, he also started when he was a youth.
I played lots of sports when I was younger, and I just thought it was really cool at first when I was a kid. There's never not going to be a challenge, you know, like, because it's within yourself to kind of overcome the tricks that you want to do, and I just can't, I guess, get enough of it.
Vahid says that 80% of growing as a skateboarder is learning how to fall, and that is something he's learned with experience.
Nothing too major, just concussions. I mean, I guess that can be major, but yeah, concussions, a couple broken bones, but nothing that's keeping me off my board.
With their years of experience, Vahid and Rigo are role models at the skate parks and leading the way for the younger generation through passion, perseverance, and respect.
It's basically like a skateboarding central, and then from here the relationships form and we branch out and the whole thing spreads, and it's really just all based on love.
People of all ages have such a love for this, and just, you know, always know that we're trying our best to respect others, and no matter what you're doing, there's always going to be, you know, negative and positive environments, but I think for the most part, skateboarding is going in a great direction in the world.
That bright future does partly depend on community support. For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Derek Johnstone.